Hello students, continuing with our chapter Absorption by Roots, the processes involved. What do we need to learn in today's slide? In today's slide, we need to understand about what all are the processes which are involved by the roots to absorb the water and minerals from the soil. So there are 5 important processes which you all need to learn, right? The first important process is called as imbibition. The first process, imbibition. The second, diffusion. Third, osmosis. Fourth, active transport. Fifth, turgidity and flaccidity. Okay. So, we actually were thinking that in the process of absorption of the water and minerals, it's only the osmosis process which must be involved. But no, there are 5 important processes which are involved by the roots through which the water and the minerals are being absorbed and then they are being transported to the upward part. They are being transported to the top part of the plant body. Okay, so in this chapter what we have to understand in details about all the 5 listed processes, starting with the first important process, that is imbibition. In this slide I was able to cover only the first 3 processes, in which even osmosis is not yet completed. The half part of the osmosis I would be continuing it with in the next slide. Okay, the first process which I'll be starting is imbibition. Now what do we mean by imbibe? Imbibe का मतलब होता है to take in. Okay, like for example, during monsoon times you would have noticed the wooden doors or the windows. What happens to them generally? They swell. Okay, that swelling is because of what? They take in, they absorb moisture, they absorb water. I would not say exactly water, but here they absorb moisture. Why? Because of the humid air in the atmosphere. So what do? They don't absorb basically, but we would say that they imbibe water in them. So imbibe का मतलब होता है on their surface, superficially they absorb the water or the moisture on their surface. Okay, so if you want to know the definition of imbibition, so imbibition means it is the phenomenon by which any living or the dead cell of the plant, what do? They absorb the water by the surface attraction. It's only the surface that absorbs, not the internal cell. There's a difference. Internally means वो turgid हो जाएगा. Okay, internal से turgid हो जाएगा. Swelling जो दिखती है वो externally दिखती है. Okay, so that wooden doors or the windows, that the swelling which is seen, that is only mere external, superficial swelling that is seen, right? But turgidity that is seen, that is internal swelling. Okay, so in imbibition, the phenomenon where the absorption happens only by the surface attraction of the water molecules, that is called as imbibition. Now why does it happen? It is because of the hydrophilic substances or any proteins. It can be any substance like cellulose. We all know that the cell walls of plant cells are made up of cellulose, right? So these hydrophilic as in water loving. Philly stands for love. Hydro stands for water. So love for water. So this hydrophilic substances, they attract water towards it. So whenever these hydrophilic substances are at the surface, what happens? They come in contact with the water, they attract water and they absorb it. But वो सिर्फ surface पे absorb करते हैं. Okay, internally नहीं. Like for example, if I draw a diagram of a cell over here, okay, and if this is the border, ये बॉर्डर होगा उसके सेल वॉल का. दिस सेल वॉल इज मेड अप ऑफ सेल्यूलोज. So this is going to absorb water. When it absorbs water, so it is going to swell. When it absorbs more water, it is going to swell more. So what is happening to the cell wall? It is imbibing water. It is imbibing water in it and swelling. So these hydrophilic substances, like for example cellulose, they imbibe water or moisture in them and they swell. Okay, same also you would be seeing in the example of a seed. What happens when the seed imbibes water in it? At the time of germination, when the seed takes in water, what happens to that seed? The seed doesn't take the water completely inside. There is a point called as micropyle. You all must have learned it in the last year in the chapter seeds. Through that point, the water is being taken in, absorbed by the seed, and then इतना पानी वो absorb कर लेता है, it is imbibed in the seed that the seed coat ruptures. The seed coat breaks and then the radicle and the plumule emerges. Okay, so if I draw the diagram of a seed, okay, for example, if this is the micropyle, from here the water enters, the seed coat ruptures and then the radicle arises forming the root system and the plumule arises forming the shoot system. Okay, so this was mere about the first important phenomenon called as imbibition. Okay, so this is what happens in the process by the absorption by roots. Okay, तो सबसे पहली चीज क्या होती है? The roots imbibe water in them. The roots imbibe minerals in them and they swell. Right? Second important process. Second thing is diffusion. Now diffusion, when I talk about here, it involves only the movement of the molecules. Molecules as in we are talking only about the solute molecules, not the solvent. If we talk about a bit of chemistry in biology session, so we know that to form a solution, we need two important components. One is solute and second is solvent. Solvent is always your water molecule. Solute can be any chemical. Okay, it can be either salt, it can be either sugar, it can be either minerals or any chemical substance. Okay, so here when I am talking about diffusion process, I am talking about the free movement of the solute molecule and not the solvent molecule. And here the solute molecules have to move from the higher concentration to the lower concentration, right? And that movement is called as diffusion. So the free movement of the molecules of solute, that can be either in the gaseous form or in the liquid form, any form, from the higher concentration to the lower concentration is called as diffusion. Okay, now to explain this example, there is a small simple experiment which is being given in your textbook. Okay, I have not written the experiment, but I have just drawn the diagram of the experiment which I would just want to explain it to you all. Okay, so that is labeled as experiment number 1. Now what is mentioned in that experiment? Here we have taken 3 beakers, then which have been labeled as beaker A, B and C. Now what you have to do in this beakers, you have to either take a cube of sugar or you can take a cube of any dye or potassium permanganate dye, right? A small cube of a potassium permanganate dye, and you have to place it in one corner of this beaker. If you see the diagram of beaker A, so in beaker A there is a beaker, okay, in which one corner of the beaker is showing the red highlighted area and the other part is being shown as the blue color. Okay, so what is the experiment trying to prove? In simple words, the experiment is just trying to show or prove the process of diffusion. Diffuse hona. Diffuse hona means to move from the high concentration to the low concentration. Okay, try to understand in the beaker A, when the dye was being placed in one corner, it has yet not begun the process of diffusion. In beaker A, the diffusion has just started. So, the dye is more concentrated in this corner. Okay? In the process, in the beaker B, the process of diffusion has started to progress. Okay? So, when the process of diffusion has already begun, so what is happening is the dye has now started to diffuse, that is move from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. Okay, higher concentration was where the dye was present, and lower concentration is where uppermost direction where there is only water. Okay, and in the beaker C, what you would notice that it is a complete miscible solution, a complete mixture of the dye and the water. Okay, where the dye is completely dissolved in the water, forming a complete mixed solution of a dye, showing that a complete diffusion has occurred. Okay, so C shows that diffusion has completed, right? So in A, B and C, you understand that the diffusion slowly has progressed. It started from A, where the diffusion started from the higher concentration to lower concentration. In B, it progressed slowly in the same direction, and in C, the diffusion has completed. Okay, I hope this second process as well as the experiment, the simple experiment to understand the process of diffusion is also clear. Okay, the third process which we need to discuss is osmosis and osmotic pressure. Now we need to talk first about osmosis. As we have already discussed in the last slide, what is osmosis? It's the movement of the water molecule from the high water concentration to the low water concentration. I hope this definition is clear with you all in the last slide itself. Now this movement should happen through the semi-permeable membrane. Okay, semi-permeable membrane as in it allows only the movement, or it allows only the passage of the water molecule and no other molecules, right? Now, one important point which is mentioned, even if you have a solution, as in a solution which contains sugar or salt in it, and if it is allowed to pass through a semi-permeable membrane, and if that solution is supposed to undergo osmosis, then only water is going to pass through the through that semi-permeable membrane. Okay, so therefore in a star note I have mentioned that the movement of only water molecules happens in the process of osmosis. Okay, so please be very clear with this point, that when I talk about diffusion, it is the movement of the solute molecules from high concentration to low concentration. But when I talk about osmosis, it's the movement of the water molecule from high water concentration to low water concentration. Okay, please don't mix the concepts. Please don't say that in osmosis the solute molecules can also pass. No. That means when the root has to take up the minerals, it has to undergo diffusion. But when the roots has to take up the water, it has to undergo osmosis. Therefore, the two processes are being mentioned separately. Okay, clear? Now, this osmosis are being classified into two types, endoosmosis and exoosmosis. Now, why endoosmosis and why exoosmosis? Don't keep on expecting that the roots always keep on absorbing the water from the soil. No. And what is endoosmosis? Endo obviously it means to take in. Exo obviously means to release out. Okay. Osmosis is again the movement of the water. Now, endo means it is the inward diffusion, or I would rather say it is the inward movement of the water when the surrounding solution is less concentrated. When the surrounding solution is less concentrated. It is obvious, my dear students, if you have the structure of a root, okay, I would just draw a simple diagram. If you have the structure of roots over here, right? Here is your soil. If the surrounding solution is less concentrated का मतलब क्या है? Here minerals are less, water is high. That means it is less concentrated. Minerals are less, water is high. Okay, high in water content. High water, low minerals. This is what is called as less concentrated. When that is the scenario, what happens? It is obvious, endoosmosis. Endo taking in. The water is going to move from high water concentration to low water concentration. That is the root hair. It is obvious, right? This is what the definition says. Okay. Now what is going to happen with this case? This results in swelling up of the cell. This causes the swelling up of the cell. Okay. Now, one thing, when I say that the surrounding solution is less concentrated, what kind of solution is it called? That kind of solution is called as hypotonic. Hypotonic का मतलब क्या होता है? Hypotonic means solute is less, solvent is more. What? Solute is less, solvent is more. It is obvious the solvent is going to move from soil to the root, resulting in what? In endoosmosis. Okay. Now, understanding exoosmosis. What is exoosmosis? Exoosmosis, reverse. Just the reverse situation. Reverse में क्या होगा? It is obvious when the cell is full of water. What is going to happen? I need to sweat now. Okay, I am full of water. The cell is full of water. I need to release out water. It is obvious when I am full of water and my outside surrounding medium is hypertonic. Hypertonic matlab it is highly concentrated. I am less concentrated. When I say I am less concentrated, or when I say that the cell, the root hair is less concentrated and the soil is highly concentrated, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? The reverse movement. The water is going to move from the root to the soil. Correct? Correct? Resulting in what? Resulting in the flaccidity of the cell. Flaccidity का मतलब क्या होता है? resulting in the shrinkage or flaccidity. Flaccidity और shrinkage क्या होता है? Shrinkage is what? फुसकी. Understood? Swelling is turgidity. Flaccid is fusky. Okay, clear? So, exoosmosis is what? Outward diffusion of the water. When it's going to happen? When the surrounding solution is highly concentrated. When the surrounding solution is highly concentrated. मतलब जब soil में पानी कम होता है, minerals ज़्यादा होते हैं और roots में पानी बहुत ज़्यादा भर गया है, तब क्या होता है? The water from the roots is going to go into the soil. Understood? Resulting in what? Shrinkage of the cells. Shrinkage or flaccid cells. Clear? That doesn't mean that we are through with this turgidity and flaccidity part. We will be learning about this part even more in this phenomenon. Right? Now, we need to learn something more about osmosis by understanding a simple experiment. Okay, so that's been labeled as experiment number 2. As I have done in the previous experiment, I have not written the experiment, just drawn the diagram. Okay, so for your understanding, I'll just explain all what is this diagram about. Here I have taken a beaker. This beaker is filled with water. Okay, inside the beaker I have just kept a thistle funnel. Okay, this inverted oval shape जो red color का solution जो भरा हुआ है ना, this is called as thistle funnel. Okay, now this thistle funnel I have covered beneath. Okay, इसको ऐसे पकड़ोगे ना, okay, this is inverted. Okay, this thistle funnel is inverted, right? So when you hold it straight, उसको मैंने ऊपर से I have covered it with a cellophane paper. Now what is a cellophane paper? It is nothing but a plastic sheet through which it is basically a semi-permeable or a selectively semi-permeable sheet, which is not going to allow the passage of any solute except for the water. ठीक है, it is permeable only through water, nothing else. Okay, why cellophane sheet? Come on yaar, we are intelligent students, you all are intelligent students of mine. This experiment is to prove osmosis, so definitely we need to take such sheet which is going to allow the passage of water at least, right? So we have taken cellophane paper over here, which at least allows the permission for water to pass through. बाकी कुछ आवन जावन हो नहीं हो, that is none of our business, right? So this is a beaker which is filled with water. You have kept a thistle funnel in it. Inside this thistle funnel you have taken sugar solution. ठीक है? Sugar solution डाल के you have inverted this thistle funnel and kept the apparatus in this way, right? Just mark the initial level over here. Okay, ये sugar का initial level mark कर दो. Now this becomes your experimental setup. You have to same pattern take a control setup also. Why? Because you have to use a control setup for comparison. Now in the control setup you have to take water in the beaker, and even in the thistle funnel you have to take water. Instead of taking sugar solution, you have to prepare the exact setup, but in the second setup also, instead of adding sugar solution in the thistle funnel, you have to add water solution. Okay, तो ये आपके दो setups, just imagine कि दो setups आपके तैयार हो गए. Okay, now what are you going to observe? Okay, you have to study the process of osmosis. What do you observe? Now after some time you see that in the experimental setup the level starts rising up. In the experimental setup, what do you see? The sugar level in the thistle funnel, it starts rising up. मतलब for example it was here So it starts rising up till here. Okay, now how does it happen? It is obvious, my dear students. This is beaker filled with water. This is thistle funnel having only sugar solution. ये हो गया आपका hypertonic. ये हो गया आपका hypotonic solution. Okay. And this is a cellophane sheet, semi-permeable membrane. What is going to happen? Osmosis. Movement of the water from the high water concentration to the low water concentration. Water is going to diffuse from here to your thistle funnel. It is obvious, जब पानी cellophane paper से अंदर जाएगा तो ये levels high rise होंगे, right? So what is going to happen in the experimental setup? The water levels are going to rise. Control setup में water levels rise होंगे? नहीं. There will be no rise in the water level. Okay. Now, will there be any rise? Okay. What will be the second thing which would be noticed? Second thing which would be noticed is the beaker ka level, water level will be decreased. It is obvious ना. Beaker से ही तो पानी thistle funnel में गया. So it is obvious that beaker ka water levels are going to reduce. Why? Because the water has travelled in the thistle funnel, right? And that is not going to be seen in the control setup. Okay. Also, you would notice one more thing is that if you taste the water of the beaker, अगर आप beaker का पानी taste करोगे, okay. So before performing this experiment, make sure that you don't use the tap water. If you are doing it, use AquaGuard water. By the way, you cannot perform these experiments at home because you all won't be having these apparatus. Okay, so if by chance you taste this water of beaker, so it won't taste sweet. Why? Because, my dear students, this cellophane paper is a semi-permeable paper. It's a selectively semi-permeable membrane which is just going to allow the passage of water. Okay, वो सिर्फ transport में water को it's going to just allow the permeability of water in and out of this thistle funnel and beaker. No other molecules can move in and out. So sugar molecules are not going to be moved in and out. Okay, so these are the conclusions which are being observed by the above experiment and also which clearly explains the concepts of the osmosis. Okay, now I just want to ask you all one important question. Okay, the question of mine to you all is what if here when we were explaining about hypotonic and hypertonic solution, if we talk about the root hair, okay, tell me if the solution inside the root hair, okay, and in the surrounding environment, if the concentration in the root hair and in the surrounding environment both is same, okay, what I am asking you all is if the concentration inside the root hair and inside, if the concentration inside the beaker and inside the thistle funnel, if ये दोनों का concentration same होगा अगर, तो movements कैसे होंगे? Will there be any movements? The solution then would be called as isotonic solution. There would be no movement of the molecules. Okay? Clear? Yeah? So here I have just listed down the conclusions of the experiment. The conclusions are the experimental setup shows the osmosis which happens from the beaker to the thistle funnel, that is to the sugar solution. Second conclusion is the sugar from the thistle funnel has not passed into the beaker. Why? Because the cellophane paper is a selectively permeable membrane which allows only the water molecules to pass but not the sugar molecules. Okay. I hope this experiment and also the concepts of osmosis are pretty clear. A modified version of this experiment is also being mentioned in your textbook. I would be explaining that in the next slide. Thank you.